This should finally wake you up. Trump, Larry Fink, and Jamie Dimon, all three of these gentlemen fudded us out of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. They told us it was used for money laundering. Some said it was a pet rock. Think about that for just a moment. 2017 to 2023, it was a massive narrative. Isn't that interesting? 2017 to 2023. And in 2020, there was a shock to the system, as Rosie Rio said, and you need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors. She shared that. She sits on the board for Ripple, and she's responsible for bringing in a new currency and signed the last $100 bill. And she sits on the board for Ripple. Jamie Dimon, Trump, and Larry Fink are now bullish on cryptocurrency. But you're like, wait, Jamie Dimon, he still says that Bitcoin, but he said his clients can buy and sell it. And now I'm going to show you that Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan are thinking about offering Bitcoin backed loans by next year. I told you guys Coinbase was going to become a bank, which I'm going to show you today. It's even more legitimate. I told you Ripple was going to become a bank in 2020, going into 2025. And I told you that Kraken was going to become a bank. It's time to pay attention. It's time to get off the sidelines. And it's time to understand there is no get rich quick. This is the same pattern over and over and over again. First, they resist it. Write this down. Then they sue it. Then they regulate it. Then they join it. Draper. First, they resist it. They resist so you don't get involved. Then they sue it to freak you out. Then they regulate it. And this whole time, they're getting themselves set up during resistance, suing, and regulating it. Then they join it, and it's too late for you, the consumer. That's why the SEC sued Ripple. That's why Gary Gensler was pushing so hard back on crypto, because they didn't want you involved. They wanted to keep it to 5% of the population having access to crypto. So I'm going to show you in today's video how Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, is now thinking about offering Bitcoin-backed loans. We already know that he's allowing his customers to trade. He says he still doesn't like it, but his personal bias doesn't matter. This is coming. Trump went from he's a dollar guy against cryptocurrency. Top 5, True Social, his company, is now top 5 companies with the Bitcoin treasury. MicroStrategy is number 1. And Larry Fink, who told you it's used for money laundering, is now the number 2 holder in Bitcoin through IBIT and is the fastest growing ETF in the world. Top 20 now in the world for ETFs, and number 2 holder outside of Satoshi. So I don't know how much more I can tie this together for you. I don't know how much more logic I can present to you. But I'll tell you what, now you're looking this way at Obama. First it was Jeffrey Epstein. Now it's Obama, P. Diddy, and they're changing the whole system this way. So it's time to lock in. It's time to get your shit together. If you're the head of household, stop scrolling aimlessly and start studying vigorously. Okay, so I'm going to break down exactly what I believe is happening. On the back end of every video, I share with you exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to pull back the whole curtain. We also have an educationist section on this channel where I show you my whole strategy. Okay, I'm only ever going to present to you exactly what I'm doing. Anything I share with you is exactly what I'm doing. So CoinDesk posted this yesterday. Crypto skeptic bank JP Morgan plans to offer loans secured directly by clients, BTC and Ethereum. Those who own the Bitcoin own the world. Just like they used to say, those who own the gold own the world. That's why XRP, and you'll be able to leverage your XRP very soon and here in the near future. You're going to see XRP on this list in the very near future. It's going to be XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana will be the top 4 that the wealthiest people in the world were holding. My top holdings are XRP by a long shot. Bitcoin, Solana are my top 3. Okay. And that will continue to be my top 3. And I will continue to stack those 3. Okay. Safe and steady. No get rich quick. CoinDesk, new PNC Bank, and Coinbase have announced a strategic partnership aimed to expand digital asset services and modernize banking access. These are all the same banks, the same financial advisors, the same companies that told you that it's fraud. Don't touch it. They wouldn't let you buy cryptocurrency. They would shut your bank account down. And now they're going to say to you, you know what? Water's warm. Come on in. But you shut our bank accounts down. You stop people from transacting. You wouldn't let people transfer money onto cryptocurrency exchanges. But now you're going to link up with these banks. You're going to link up with Coinbase. Guys, the system has always been the same. As you're drunk in the Coliseum, they're clipping your coins. Okay. You just got to really, really, like when you got your head, you got to turn your head the other way. Okay. You got to turn your head the other way. There's lots and lots of distractions going on. I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. We have plenty of gardeners in a war right now. Okay. Brian Armstrong, there's an easy, it's the easier we can make it to buy and hold crypto, the faster adoption happens. Okay. So this is his, the announcement on the PNC Bank partner.
Good morning. PNC announcing that it has entered a strategic partnership with Coinbase. The arrangement will expand access to digital assets for PNC's banking clients and institutional investors, and PNC will provide banking services to Coinbase.
Boom. Oh boy. Vadell, Black Swan Capitalist, posted this. Now it's in a different language. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it to you. It says the CEO of a German VC firm told you XRP would become the world's reserve bridge currency. And he says, I agree. So it has on his little sheet, you see it here. It says Bitcoin versus altcoins. Okay. It says Ripple, XRP, ODL. And I will read this to you because it's in a different language.
Der zeitliche Druck so schnell wie möglich.
It says to implement CBDCs, the time pressure as quickly as possible.
Etwas zu tun gegen diesen drohenden Kollaps.
It says do something against this impending collapse and of.
Und da wird man natürlich
do something against it. Okay.
Auf das zurückgreifen, was da ist. Ripple ist.
And we'll fall back on what is there. Ripple is.
Da mit seinem Angebot und
Ripple is there with its offering, and when the time
die Zeit für Ripple spielt, dann kann
is right for Ripple, then Ripple
durchaus die World Reserve Bridge
Ripple can become the world reserve
currency werden.
Bridge currency. Good Lord, man. Life is good, baby. Soak it up. Okay, now I want to show you how dramatically things have changed. Okay, so we went from, I love Gonzo's perception. Gonzo calls, this was our former Treasury Secretary. Okay, this is a Treasury Secretary. This is what we went from, and I'm going to show you what we went to. Okay, this is Janet Yellen talking about cryptocurrency. This was yesterday. Gonzo calls her Tweety Bird. This is the Treasury Secretary that when they asked her what our debt was, she had to go through a PowerPoint in front of Congress to find out we know what the debt is. A bearded dude wearing a tank top on YouTube knows what the debt is every single day. Right? She had to go through she's our Treasury Secretary. Listen to what she says about crypto, and then we'll listen to what the new Treasury Secretary says about crypto.
We've talked for many years, Secretary, about crypto. I think you have been a critic, or at least a skeptic, and we have watched crypto just explode. Obviously, the Genius Act just passing last week. What do you think now?
I have concerns about some of the legislation that was passed. I convened, I believe it was in 2022, the president's working group on financial markets to make recommendations about the appropriate regulation of stable coins. And I'm pleased to see that Congress did take up that topic and that a framework has been put in place. But unfortunately, I think it contains significant weaknesses. And so it's not all that I would have wanted to see. And
thank God we're not doing what she wants to see. Thank God.
That does give me concerns about what the role of stable coins, for example, will be going forward, whether or not there are adequate controls in place. And I believe they present financial stability risks that should be addressed.
Yeah, just like you guys ran the debt up and printed money into oblivion. Well, they're about to do that as well, but they have a stable coin now. Okay, it's all a game, guys. Now, this is our new Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, and explains why he thinks crypto is not a threat to the dollar. Look at the stark difference. Listen.
There's a new book called King Dollar. A journalist who's followed Treasury for about 40 years.
Yeah.
And he talks about every time there was a narrative that the U.S. was going to lose reserve currency status, why it's never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
because crypto, that seems to be a threat to the dollar, doesn't it?
I think it's the opposite.
Oh, really?
I think stable coins could reinforce dollar supremacy.
Yep. Genius Act, guys. Genius. America is about to dominate the crypto world, guys. Buckle up. That's what I'm telling you guys. Get your shit together, man. We're getting direct on this channel. Get your I'm going to speak what I'm thinking on this channel going forward. Get your shit together. Lock in spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. This is your once in a lifetime opportunity.
Because with stablecoins could end up being one of the largest buyers of US treasuries, T-bills.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden, if you are using a stable coin in Nigeria that's backed by the US dollar, you don't actually have to have dollars. It's on your phone. You can transact. So I think there's a very good chance.
That's why it's called the Genius Act. It was the greatest financial move. Checkmate. Wild. Creating a stable coin, a Bitcoin strategic reserve. You're going to see America dominate crypto.
That crypto is actually one of the things that locks in dollar supremacy.
And is that why it was crucial that Donald Trump get involved in crypto rather than trying to constrain it like Joe Biden was?
I think constrain's too mild a word. I think make it extinct.
Oh.
Okay. So, but we have to really soak this up for a minute and talk about this. Okay. Now, Trump was anti-crypto. Okay. Trump was anti-crypto when he left the White House last time. He said he's a dollar guy. He's not a crypto guy. Doesn't know about the, he said exactly what Larry Fink said. It's used for money laundering, illicit activity. So what changed? What changed by 2023? Because he admitted on a video that I showed you that he'd been buying it for 3 years. So that would have been 2023. And Larry Fink flipped his script in 2023. Ray Dalio started speaking like, maybe I'm going to go into Bitcoin around 2023. So what changed, family? Comment down below. What do you think changed? Think about that. Think about that. What changed, I'll tell you what it is. What changed is they now were getting involved in it. They were ready for it. Okay. They wanted to hold the power in it. BlackRock owns 3% of the supply of Bitcoin now. The Trump family over the past 6 months since he got elected, most of their wealth has come from cryptocurrency. And most of you are still sitting on the sidelines, listening to your drunk uncle, listening to your grandparents, listening to your parents, listening to your financial advisor. I just talked to somebody yesterday. Let me get myself on the screen here, okay? I just talked to somebody yesterday that talked to their financial advisor about allocating some of their money into crypto. The financial advisor said it's a fraud. It's used for money laundering. They're effing parrots. They're literally parroting exactly what they're hearing from CNBC, CNN, right? They're parroting what the television, Tell-You-A-Vision, the programming channel, channeling information. They should be doing research. They should be studying. We have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Okay. We have a sovereign wealth fund. Okay. Think about this. The gentleman who's right next to Trump, every single speech he does, Howard Lutnick, is the CEO of Cantor, which is connected to SoftBank, which is a cryptocurrency company that gives loans to crypto companies. He is the Commerce Secretary for the United States of America. He is now becoming a billionaire in Bitcoin. The whole cabinet is pro-crypto. Your financial advisor is still telling you that it's a fraud. I would stay away from it. That means they're not doing their due diligence. They're not studying. They're not going outside of the scope of what they've been told. And that's very, very irresponsible, in my opinion. President Trump says we're going to be the crypto capital of the world, and financial advisors and tax accountants are still saying, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Well, maybe we should start doing our own research, because that's the issue. When people come to me and they push back on me, and here's what I say to them. Why do you believe what you believe? And most people say to me, well, my pastor told me that, or my financial advisor told me that. Fantastic. Why do you believe what you believe? Well, because my grandpa, my uncle said cash value life insurance is a scam. No. Listen to what I'm saying. Why do you believe what you believe? And until you can tell me I believe what I believe because I've done the research and I've applied the knowledge long enough period of time to see the actual results, I know why I believe in Jesus Christ. because I've taken the teachings and applied them in my life, and it has transformed my life. I know why I use cash value life insurance, because it's transformed my family's life and our legacy. I know why I've invested in cryptocurrency, and XRP and Bitcoin are number one and number two, because it's transformed my life and my family's life into financial freedom. And I know why I use cash flow, and I say cash is trash, because my family now is in a cash flow model. Cash flow, deflationary assets, profit, stuff it into protection insurance, and leverage, because we're practicing what we preach. We're not in one silo. I own a life insurance company, a brokerage. I'm not just like everybody needs insurance. It's a part of our plan, but I use it. I use it. I'm not telling people to get into cryptocurrency because I think it's cool. I've used it. Our portfolio went up 800%, 880% on XRP, over 200% on Bitcoin, as everybody lost 19% purchasing power. It's time to wake up. My point behind this, and why I tell you everything I'm doing, is because you have to wake up and do your own research. This is the era of authenticity. We're out of the era of just listening to someone program you with information in an education system, and you walk like a robot and you don't question anything. Start questioning everything. Ask questions. Do your research. Apply it. So when someone says to me, oh, cash value life insurance is a scam, I said, why do you believe that? Well, because my friend got scammed by it. What did your friend do? How did he use it? Did he use it to leverage? Did he use it to build? Did he max fund it? Did he do it properly? Was it structured properly? Did the agent tell him how to use it properly? There's so many different factors. We have to get out of that because somebody told me so. What do you believe? What are your principles? What is your foundation for your family? So this is very, very important right now. And I'm speaking to the men and head of household. When I mean by head of household, the women out there, God bless you for supporting the family if a man's not stepping in and taking care of those things. Right? We all need to step in to our role right now, because the next 4 years, you have this opportunity. You have a life, once in a lifetime opportunity to transform your family's life. But here's what's going to happen, because this is happening right now. Okay. From 2020 to 2025, people ridiculed me. They made fun of me. They clowned me. And I kept stoic. I kept accumulating. I stayed focused. When the bear market hit in 2022, people ridiculed the shit out of me. I stayed consistent with my content. You can go back and watch all my content. I didn't waver. I didn't bow down. I stayed true to my XRP. I started getting involved in Bitcoin. I spoke my truth. I got pushed back on the XRP community about getting into Bitcoin, but I use it to build wealth. I actually practice what I preach. I use it to low leverage to buy cash flow. And everything I say, I do. And I'm here to tell you what's happening now is I'm getting tons of text messages, phone calls. Should I get in now? I'm like, you asked me that at 50 cents. You asked me that at $1. You asked me that at $2. You asked me that at $2.50. You asked me that at $3.50. And you're going to ask me that at $10. And you're still going to be sitting on the sidelines. You're still going to be sitting on your hands. You're still going to be buying stuff with leverage that makes your family poor, when we're using leverage to buy assets. So the question is, I don't know if you should get involved. What I do know is you should be studying. What I do know is you should understand the inflationary US dollar. What I do know is you should study how they're about to turn this printing machine on full blast in a low interest rate environment, and the middle class is going to have a lot of money in their pocket. And what they should be doing is signing executive orders to rewire the education system to teach our kids what money actually is. That's how we change this generation. That's how we change the future. If we don't do that, it's going to be the same thing over and over and over again. You can put tons of money into Americans' pockets. It's going to end up in the same 1%'s hands every single time. The wealth gap is about to become massive by 2030. You think it's massive now? Wait till you see the new 1% that's holding all the Bitcoin, the XRP, AI technology. The game is changing. This is not your grandparents' economy. This is not your parents' economy. People are making big, big moves. So stay out of the get rich quick. Stay out of the meme coin casino. Wealth is not made hastily. If it does, it's like sand. It'll move through your hands. Study the wisdom of King Solomon, richest man in Babylon. Think and grow rich. Set up a plan. Dollar cost average. Be calm. Be stoic. Lock in for the next 4 to 5 years. Don't try to get rich in this bull run. You're probably going to get wrecked. I'm being honest with you. Everybody's going to hype you up. Most people get wrecked because they try to get rich quick. You don't want to get rich quick, okay? You're going to see this shit fly on the back end of the year, and it's going to come down hard in 2026. These influencers saying that there's going to be no bear market. There always is a bear market. That's how markets work. They're just emotion. It's bull and bear. It's energy. It's vibration. It's nature. There's always going to be a bear market. It may not be an 80% drop, but there's definitely going to be a pullback. There's always buying pressure and selling pressure. That's how markets work. They're just your emotion. And if you're sitting there, oh, I'm going to this is my savior, you're going to get wrecked. So breathe through this. Stay calm. Stay stoic. Build a disciplined exercise plan. Get your nutrition in order. Get your spiritual walk in order. Get your family in order. Get your prayer walk in order. Build your relationship with God. And pray for wisdom, not wealth. Pray for wisdom, not wealth. So I love you guys. I know I didn't go through my portfolio, but I'll actually put the education videos down here because I wanted to speak to your hearts in regards to that. I want to share with you guys too. You need to get in and get organized. I'm the co-founder and creator. This is my demo account, Merlin. This is not an investment. We don't hold your crypto. This is an interface. Look at this. Keeps you super organized. We see all the daily gains and losses. You're like, what's going on with the market? Boom. Click markets. We got your markets right here. Looks like BTC dominance is at 60.7. It's bleeding the altcoins a little bit. You can see the market is red. You can see who's leading the way right here. You go over here. You got your assets in one place. Boom. You can set up an exit plan. We teach you how to do an exit plan. Okay. That's how we win in these markets. You got your markets. You go over here. You click how to do videos. We teach you how to do an exit plan, and we have phenomenal customer service. You're stuck. Boom. Our team, we have actual customer service. They'll get on the phone with you and help support you through this process. And the badass thing that we created is based on your assets. It does your newsfeed based on your assets. So this is the greatest way and smartest way to track your crypto. It's Merlin, the wizard. So it's down below in my YouTube video description, 30 days for free. You can try it before you buy it. In my social media platform, click the link. We are so confident that you will love Merlin. We give you 30 days for free because people stay. Because we put a lot of effort into it. It's how we built it. It's how we properly exit the markets with the ladder, because everybody's going to try to catch the top and you're going to come sliding down the back end. So we got your back. I love you guys. As I said 3 weeks ago, I shared on my Instagram account story. I'm in the era of my life where I'm just going to speak what I'm thinking. I'm no longer filtering. I'm choosing my path, and God's going to choose the passengers. That's the era that I'm in now. 49 years old. The rest of my life, I'm going to live the best of my life. I'm going to speak exactly what's on my mind, because this is how I live my life, with this type of intensity. This is how I operate. This is how I speak to my COO, my CEO, or excuse me, I'm the CEO, my CFO. This is how I communicate with my leadership team. We have a lot of fun. We're very intentional, right? We're very focused. We have these types of conversations with intensity. We're moving empires forward. And I've been kind of sheltering that part of myself for this. And it's time. It's time just to speak how I feel. This is how I talk to men who are very close to my life. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. I'm very, very, very strategic on who I let into my life because of that type of stuff. For me, it's God, family, protecting my ecosystem at all costs, and stay out of other men's business. I'm too busy working on I got too much shit going on in my own life. I got, all these things that I've created in businesses and employees and team members, not employees, team members. I got ecosystems I need to support. I got children that I need to take care of. I got legacy that I need to build. I'm too busy. So I post, I ghost, and I get back to work. So let's get after it, man. Let's get motivated. Hopefully this motivates you, because that's what I'm looking for, is people who are motivated, people who are inspired, and people who really want to move their family forward, and people who are going to take advantage of the greatest wealth transfer in human history. As we always say, warriors, get your shit together. Let's go. God